Hogsmeade, here I come.
Glad you came.
I wish I had the courage to go into the forest.
For dinner every Saturday. I wouldn't mind, but it's an awful roast.
Hello, Sirona. I received your owl. How are you?
Hello, my friend. Did you ever find Lodgok?
I did, thank you. We had a good conversation. He sends you his best.
Glad to hear it. I shan't ask for details of your little chat, and I'll refrain from telling you to be careful yet again. But I hope you will be, whatever your plans.
Of course. Your owl mentioned you're needing my help with something?
I do. I thought you might be just the person to do a favour for my friend Dorothy Sprottle in Upper Hogsfield.
I don't believe I've met Mrs. Sprottle.
She's lovely. Her late husband Aidan was a friend of my father's. In fact, I'd stayed with Dot and Aidan the summers I waited tables here as a student. I've seen her a few times since Aidan passed, but the pub's been so busy lately, I've not been as attentive as I'd have liked. I wonder if you might pop in and see her. She may need some help collecting ingredients for her supply of Wiggenweld potion. And you could retrieve something of mine in the process. A box, full of old letters and such.
Why does Mrs. Sprottle keep a supply of Wiggenweld potion on hand?
Dot's a skilled potioneer. She's been supplying travelling vendors with Wiggenweld potion. An ordinary precaution that has, unfortunately, become a necessity, what with Ranrock's loyalists disrupting the trade routes.
Why did Mr. and Mrs. Sprottle have your box of letters after all this time?
It's one of a few that I had when I was young. Dot found it when she was clearing out a closet. Can't imagine what's in there. Probably terribly theatrical. The ramblings of a teenage witch and her friends. You're welcome to take a peek inside, if you do find it. To be honest, I'd imagine it contains some lovely memories.
I'll try to go and see her when I can.
It would mean the world to me, and to Dorothy. Aidan was bringing the box of letters to me when he was taken ill. Dot can tell you where he might have dropped it. You'll find the hamlet just north of Hogsmeade. Please do give Dot my love.
Don't know when students began arriving.
Upper Hogsfield. Now where to find Mrs. Sprottle? Not sure how I'd fare in a little bit.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. Actually, Sirona Ryan asked if I'd come and see you.
Oh, dear Sirona, a gem. Has been for as long as I've known her.
She thought you might need help collecting ingredients for your Wiggenweld potion.
And she's correct. My darling Aidan used to collect hawk lumps for me. Since he died, my supply has dwindled.
I'm sorry for your loss, Mrs. Sprottle.
Oh, thank you. Love of my life. A bit lost without him. If you wouldn't mind gathering some hawk lumps for me, I'd be happy to compensate you for your time.
I can certainly try and find some for you.
That would be wonderful. I'm worried about the travelling vendors and would love to get them more Wiggenweld potion.
Sirona also mentioned that Mr. Sprottle was bringing her a box of letters when he fell ill.
Indeed he was. I'd almost forgotten. I stumbled upon it just before Aidan died. He was hoping to go through it with Sirona over a butterbeer or two. Those two were always like two bowtruckles in a branch. Aidan took ill when he was collecting hawk lumps on his way to see her. He made it home, but I fear he dropped the box in the cavern. The cavern is in the hills just southwest of our hamlet. You can gather hawk clumps and collect the box of letters there.
Sirona said she lived with you during the summers when she was at Hogwarts. What was she like?
Goodness. Well, she was almost exactly like she is now. Charming, good head on her shoulders, taking care of everyone. I can't tell you the fun we had when she and her friends would visit us during the year, all buzzing about, practicing charms. Talented group. Her friend Mirabelle was a genius in the garden. Learned it all from her muggle parents, if you can believe it.
Do you remember anything about the letters you put in the box?
Oh, of course. A few letters from some of her school friends. Some nice memories. I even included a letter Sirona had written to me when she was staying with us. Thought she might enjoy reading it. I know when I read writing from my youth, I'm always astonished at how much I've changed, and yet remain the same.
Thank you, Mrs. Sprottle.
Thank you. I'll be here if you are able to collect those hawk clumps. I, and the vendors I help, would greatly appreciate it. Bardolph Beaumont should have returned by now. Had by dark wizards he was.
Perhaps I'll...
This must be the cavern Mrs. Sprottle mentioned.
Thought we'd forget about that goblin helm you stole.
Incendio!
Nora
Accio! Incendio! Leviosa!
If I have so much... You're a slip. Don't try that Expelliarmus.
Descendo! Leviosa! Incendio! Revelio! Better have a look around. See about the hawk clumps and the box of letters. Incendio! Revelio! Getting there. Just a few more hawk clumps to harvest. Confringo! Revelio! Incendio! Revelio! Almost there. One more. That's all the hawk clumps for now. Mrs. Sprottle should be pleased. Incendio! Accio! Revelio! Revelio. 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 Either I'll have to fight that troll, or we'll go together. Revelio. Revelio. Incendio. Accio. Incendio. Revelio. Incendio. Revelio. Accio. Levioso. Accio. Confringo. Revelio. 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 Confringo. Accio. Levioso. Revelio. This must be Sorona's box of letters. I think that's everything. Sorona will be glad to have this back. I should find Mrs. Sprottle. She'll be glad to get these hawk lumps. Wonder who lives here.
Shane Bardolph thought dark magic was the answer. I reckon Rookwood's played a hand in his disappearance.
Hello, Mrs. Sprottle. I have good news. I was able to harvest some hawk lumps for you, and I found Sorona's box of letters.
Oh, thank you. How wonderful. The travelling vendors will be thrilled to replenish their stock of Wiggenweld potion. And Sorona will be delighted to have those letters. How kind of you. Now you be careful heading back to Hogsmeade.
I should take this box of letters to Sorona.
Bardolph.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade.
I wonder where they go.
Hello, Sorona. I have good news. I was able to provide your friend Mrs. Sprottle with some hawk lumps for her Wiggenweld potion, and I found your box of letters.
Oh, thank you. I knew you were the one to ask.
I wondered about some of the letters in the box.
Of course. It appears most of the letters were from fellow students.
One of the letters mentions Quidditch practice. Did you play?
I did. Was the Ravenclaw Seeker for 3 years. Oh, Merlin's beard. I adore Quidditch. Nothing like the feeling of catching the golden snitch when your team's down by 140 points. I'll never forgive Professor Black for cancelling it this year. I missed cheering for Ravenclaw.
I saw a letter from someone named Mirabelle. Is that Professor Garlick?
It is. Still one of my dearest friends. I know she wouldn't mind you having seen that letter. She and I are of a similar mind, especially when it comes to young people. We believe experience to be an invaluable teacher. To borrow a phrase from Mirabelle, it's a joy to see anyone blossom, but particularly one who doubted they ever would.
I spotted a letter from you to Mrs. Sprottle. You two seem to have a lot of fun together.
We do. She taught me so much during my summers with her and Aidan. I shall be the first to admit that adolescents aren't always the easiest to understand, and not everyone was as kind to me as the Sprottles. But the depth of their kindness, and that of so many of my friends, got me through some challenging times, to put it mildly.
I'm glad I could be of help. Mrs. Sprottle sends her best.
Don't know what I'd have done without her and Aidan. Thank you, again, for helping her, and for returning this box of letters. It's nice to reflect on good memories.
Nothing warms a body like incendio. That's what my mother said. You're back! Nice to see you again. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
I've always said that travel broadens the mind.
Hello, Adelaide. I received your owl.
Thank you for coming. You see, my Uncle Roland is a metal trader who's quite well known in the goblin community. He normally sends me owls every week when he's on his business travels. In his last owl, he alluded to dealings with those radical goblins, Ranrock's loyalists. It's been ages since that owl and I'm worried. What with the troll attack on Hogsmeade and the rumours that goblins may have been involved, well, I'm fearing the worst. Should I be worried about my uncle, or am I overthinking this?
I'm not convinced you need to worry. Perhaps your uncle's been delayed, and surely he can take care of himself.
That's exactly what Professor Weasley said when she forbade me from leaving the grounds to look for him. She's convinced he can handle himself, but I can't concentrate on anything until I know he's all right. Could you try to find out for me? From what I hear, you're almost as adventurous as Uncle Roland.
Has your uncle traded with many goblins?
Yes, for ages. Even speaks gobbledygook. But he only recently mentioned Ranrock's lot, insisting the galleons were worth the risk. He does it for me. Between robes and supplies, attending Hogwarts costs a fair sickle. And besides that, Uncle Roland has expensive taste. He's sacrificed so much for me over the years. I promised him that as soon as I finish Hogwarts, I shall be the one taking care of him.
I take it you and your uncle are close?
We are. My mother died when I was born, and I lost my father when I was 5. Uncle Roland's looked after me for as long as I can remember. He knows I get anxious when he travels, and that's why he sends me all the owls, to let me know that he's all right.
I'll try and look into it for you, Adelaide.
Thank you. He's very thorough in his record keeping, notes all his trades in a journal, makes maps. In fact, in his last owl, he drew me a map of his next stop. He planned to set up camp north of here. I do hope you're able to find out where he is. Thank you again for any help you can provide. Oh, Uncle Roland, what have you got yourself into?
Could this be Mr. Oakes' campsite?
I don't see myself doing this sort of thing forever, though. Fancy I'll have my own operation worked out one day. People working for me.
Go and patrol.
Ranrock's loyalists, just ahead. Should I take them by force or be discreet?
Yeah, another human. What have we here? Another human?
Revelio.
There's a hole in my pocket.
Leviosa. Accio. Incendio.
Not quite.
Confringo. Leviosa. Accio. Confringo. Leviosa. Accio. Incendio. Confringo.
I've been fighting since before you were...
Leviosa.
A miss!
Accio. Now to find out what happened here. Revelio. Mr. Oakes' trade journal. Adelaide said that her uncle kept notes of his trades, maps. Perhaps these landmarks will lead me to him. Revelio. Accio. Confringo. Incendio. Levioso. Accio. Revelio. Depulso. Arresto momentum. Accio. Incendio. Revelio. I should investigate. Incendio. Confringo. Accio. Incendio. Confringo. Levioso. Incendio. Accio. Confringo. Levioso. Incendio. Revelio. Revelio. This could prove dangerous if I'm... Revelio. Incendio. Accio. Levioso. Confringo. Revelio. A rock formation. That's the first landmark on this map. Now to find the crooked tree. A crooked tree, just as the map said. The crumbling tower shouldn't be far from here. And the crumbling tower. The spot on the map should be directly south of here. What do we have here?
How long for a bacon and mushroom stew?
Revelio. Expelliarmus! Incendio! Revelio. Goodness. I may have more luck higher up in the keep.
Haven't had mushroom stew like what my mother used to make. Oh, like heads of lettuce, those mushrooms were.
A ladder. That's what I need. Revelio.
Wouldn't mind a plum job at Gringotts. Suit me, sitting around all day. Mind you, I suppose it could get a bit boring.
Revelio.
Happening?
This is the spot on the map. I'd best have my wits about me.
Got a beautiful.
Incendio! Accio!
That was meant to be.
Incendio!
It was almost too easy.
Not the best place for an undercover.
What's that? Enjoy suffering.
Levioso! Revelio. This is the spot on the map. There's no more wits about me. Expelliarmus. Leviosa! Revelio! What will we find in here? Revelio! Revelio.
It's punishment to us all to have that miserable human around. Always on the defensive. I can avenge your death.
Expelliarmus! Looks as though Adelaide's instincts were spot on. Your blood's on Ranrock's hands. Revelio. Alohomora. Revelio. Accio. Expelliarmus. Revelio. Revelio. Incendio. Revelio. Incendio. Revelio. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Revelio. Levioso. Accio. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Revelio. 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 Levioso. Accio. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Accio. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Accio.
No, that's embarrassing, isn't it?
Incendio. Levioso. Accio. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Accio. Incendio.
You've been paying attention in defense against the dark arts.
Expelliarmus.
That was
Accio.
unimpressive.
Incendio. Revelio. Levioso. Accio. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Accio. Incendio. Expelliarmus.
I shall avenge your death.
Levioso. Accio. Incendio. Revelio. Banrock has fooled you all. To your demise. A boiler door. How to open it? Accio. Incendio. Revelio. Incendio. Revelio.
Revelio. 'Cause I didn't press it. 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 'Cause I didn't
Revelio.
Now, don't I?
Levioso. Accio. Incendio. Expelliarmus. What's that there? Protego.
Why drag this out longer than necessary?
Incendio. Arresto momentum. Levioso. Accio.
Stop!
Incendio.
I won't rest.
Revelio.
Come to an agreement if you'll just set me free.
Hello? Mr. Oakes?
Yes, I'm here. They've taken my wand. This cell has an enchanted lock. I have experience with these locks, but I need my wand if I have any chance of opening it. Look for a boiler door. I've heard them speak of it.
I need to find Mr. Oakes' wand. Where could it be? Revelio. Accio. Expelliarmus. Levioso. Incendio. Revelio. Incendio. Revelio. Incendio. Revelio.
One way or another.
Accio.
Nice try. You're not very good at this, are you?
Incendio. Accio. Incendio.
I won't rest.
Accio. Accio. Expelliarmus. Incendio! Revelio!
You explain that.
Accio! Incendio! Expelliarmus! Revelio! Accio! Incendio!
Your spells glance off of me.
Expelliarmus! Accio!
Was that your best?
Levioso! Accio!
Not quite.
Incendio!
You can't.
Expelliarmus! Accio!
Not quite.
Levioso! Expelliarmus! Revelio! Accio! Incendio! Levioso! Expelliarmus! Revelio! Revelio! This must be Mr. Oakes's wand. Perhaps now. So free. Revelio.
I found my wand and... Wait, you're a student? Oh, we must get you to safety immediately. It's dangerous.
It's all right, Mr. Oakes. I've dealt with these goblins before.
Dear Merlin, you're either very lucky or very talented. How did you find me?
I'm a friend of Adelaide's. She was worried about your business with Ranrock's loyalists.
Oh, she was right to be. I couldn't go through with the agreement, and when I told them, I ended up blindfolded and behind bars. Been locked in that infernal cell for so long, they'd forgot I was even there. I overheard things. If only I could reward you for what you've done. Blasted goblin stole every Knut on me. All I can say is thank you, truly.
You mentioned you overheard things.
Sad tale, really. I think I know where Ranrock's unfortunate vendetta against wizardkind began. Although dragon breeding was outlawed by the Warlocks Convention of 1709, Ranrock stumbled upon an illegal dragon camp. He was young, found the creatures fascinating. He'd visit the camp in secret whenever he could, never making his presence known. After weeks of sly surveillance, he finally summoned the courage to speak to the wizard in charge. Ranrock wanted to join them, and the creatures. The wizard happened to drop his wand. Ranrock saw an opportunity. He picked it up, went to hand it back as a means of introducing himself. The sight of a goblin with a wand sent the wizard into an instant rage. He beat Ranrock nearly to death. Ever since, Ranrock has despised wizard kind, sees us all as cruel.
Am I right that you speak gobbledygook?
Unbeknownst to Ranrock's fiends, I do. I've always had an affinity for goblin culture. Knew I wanted to be a metal trader ever since I was a lad. It wasn't easy learning the language. It's complex, and my memory's as weak as my knees these days. But after decades working with fine goblin folk, I grew fairly proficient. At least, I'd like to think so.
I'm grateful I was able to help you, Mr. Oakes. Adelaide thinks the world of you.
Oh, and I her. She's become quite savvy to my trading habits, always analyzing my detailed owls. If only I hadn't resorted to trading with such fiends. A lesson I shan't soon forget. Having my wand back is like being reunited with an old friend. I must return home and inform Adelaide of my safety. Will you be all right?
I'll be fine, Mr. Oakes. You get back to Adelaide. I assure you, her worries outweigh yours.
Oh, I'm anxious to see my dear niece. And then I plan to travel far from here for my next round of trading. Thank you. May life reward you justly for your deeds. Be well, my friend.
Mr. Oakes was lucky. Ranrock's lot would never have freed him. Revelio. Revelio. Expelliarmus. Incendio. Accio. Incendio. Levioso. Incendio. Accio. Revelio. Accio. Incendio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Incendio. Accio. Incendio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Incendio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Revelio. Revelio.
Ranrock's vision of goblins ruling over within.
Incendio. Accio. Protego. Glacius. Levioso. Incendio. Accio. Revelio. Accio. Incendio. Revelio. Perhaps not the best place to be caught alone. Now here's a sad-looking place. Glacius. Accio. Leviosa. Incendio. Glacius. Accio. Descendo. Incendio. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Incendio. Descendo. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Incendio. Descendo! Expelliarmus! Confringo! Incendio! Expelliarmus! Confringo! One less foul hulking brute. Revelio! I don't like the looks of that. Descendo! Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio.
What are you up to now?
Glad I was never locked up here. Revelio. Revelio.